앞으로도 잘할게 라고 약속해 baby.
Hi everyone, my name is Mashanta and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a space where I love talking about self-love, skincare and makeup. So if that's the sort of thing that you enjoy, then please keep on watching. If you are returning to my channel, then you might notice that something is different. In some of my past videos, I have received feedback about the background and about the camera angles. So this is me experimenting with some of that setup. I'm still very new to this, so please excuse if it looks very amateur. Do let me know if you do watch this video, how you find this entire camera angle and setup. I am still a work in progress. I'm quite open to feedback, so I would love to know how I could improve. Now that that's out of the way, today is a bit of an impromptu video shoot. I have a bunch of videos that I needed to film, for which I was going to get ready for, and I just thought instead of just getting ready in isolation, I will get ready in front of the camera. So starting off with my eyes, in case you don't know, I always start with my eyes. I am using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Eye Primer. Next, this is a palette that I've hardly used. This is the Makeup Revolution Integrity Wild Animal palette. I've only swatched it a couple of times, but I've never used it. This is how the palette looks. It's a very colorful palette. I definitely think this could be a dupe for Natasha Denona's Circle Loco palette. As you can see, this has a couple of blues, so I do want to figure out which blue I can use here. So first let's go in with this blue. I'm just going to be very simple going in with my finger. This is how the blue swatches. And this is how it appears on the eye. As you can see, just having a block of color makes so much of a difference to your entire face. Wow. Next, I'm using this Sigma medium angle shading brush to just blend out the edges that I have here. So this is how it is with the eye makeup all on. Girl, you're my energy. Use me up like a battery. I don't know, I hope I did a good job of showing that to you. Next, I want to use this navy blue shimmer shade. It's like a cream to powder formula, and this is how it looks. So this does build up the intensity, but these shades don't really blend very well. Tell me that you're okay. I've been driving all day, yeah. And this is how it looks. Now I want to do something with my waterline. So I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Duo pencil in this shade. It's called Magic Liner Duo. This shade super blue. It's like the blue combination. So I'm using the darker side to line my waterline. So this is how it looks with when the eye is lined, and this is when it's not. So I'll just do the other eye. So I'm using the brighter side of the Magic Duo pencil, and I'm thinking of tight lining it on top. And this is how the eye looks. I think this looks great. I don't want to fiddle with it any further. I'll do my base and then go back to doing the eyebrows and the mascara. Now it's time for my base. I'm using the Smashbox Vitamin Glow Primer, which is supposed to be vitamin C enhanced, as the name suggests. It's a primer that I've not really used, and as you can see, I've realized that it sort of started smelling bad. So I was very scared to use this actually, but since I already had it on my palms, I decided to use it anyway. I'm just using it to smoothen my face. I don't think it's very effective, and I'm also scared to use it, so I'll probably declutter it after this video. Now that I've spread it all over, I'm going in with the foundation. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation in the shade Cashew, and I like blending in my foundation, so I'm using a sponge and dampening it using the MAC Prep and Prime. The way I like to use the foundation is dab bits of the foundation all over my face and then go in with the sponge and literally press the product into my skin using the sponge. The foundation seems to smell fine. I just wanted to be doubly sure after the atrocious smell that the primer had. Anyway, so I'm going in with the sponge and you can see I'm having dabbing motions. You want to use dabbing motions rather than swiping motions. The way I differentiate between dabbing and swiping is dabbing is literally it's almost, imagine you're softly beating yourself on the face, so you're pressing the product into the skin. That's just much better when you're doing it with a sponge. And for if you were using a brush, you would probably use more swiping or swirling motions. I hope this makes sense. Please let me know in the comments below if you still have doubts. So here I am trying to give you a close-up of how it is looking when the foundation is blended into the skin. I don't use this foundation much, but I realized that it's actually blended in really well within my skin. Now it's time for contour. I'm using a cream contour from the Huda Beauty range. This is a product contour in the shade medium. I think it's a lovely chocolatey brown color, but as you can see, I have had zero practice with contouring, especially with cream products. So you can see that I pretty much look like a cartoon as I'm trying to contour, and this video is quite a fail when you actually look at it for contouring. So please don't follow me in terms of what I'm doing with respect to contouring. I clearly need a lot more practice before I can actually talk about how to contour well and make a dedicated video out of it. Okay, besides the tangent, I think I've somewhat salvaged it, but if you see very carefully, you can see, especially on my right side, which is your left side, there is still a stripe of contour left, which is quite amateurish. Luckily for me, I wasn't stepping out anywhere, so it's fine. What I also try doing is trying to contour bits of my forehead. As you can see, I have quite a high forehead. So just to bring in more definition to my face, I just use the contouring product on both sides of my forehead. Once my face is done, I'm also going in for my nose. And with nose, it's always like a give and take sort of a situation, because initially I realized I put a lot of product, and then that's what I'm trying to blend away with a bit of foundation that is left over in the sponge. Now it's time for blush. I've really fallen in love with blush this year, and here I'm using a liquid blush. This is the Rare Beauty blush, and it's superbly pigmented and blends really well. But because it's such a highly pigmented product, I don't like putting it directly on my face, which is why you'll see me putting it on my hand first and then dabbing it on my face. I like doing it on the high points of my cheeks, and the reason I'm smiling so weirdly is to kind of get the right shape so that I'm able to position the blush well enough. Because you will realize as you practice that blush placement is literally everything. So you will see footage of me just smiling like a creep as I'm applying blush all over my face, and whatever bits and pieces I have left, I'm putting it on my nose as well to make it look more natural. Now it's time for the lips. I'm using this Pat McGrath lip pencil called the Permagel liner. I don't remember the shade name. I'll put it in the description box below. And yeah, I like to use a liner before a lipstick, and I don't only create the outline of my lips, I also fill in my lips with the color. This helps in making it long lasting. And look at what a beautiful warm pink color this is. Now I'm following that with this lovely matte lipstick from Pat McGrath. This is in the shade Omi, and I just love this combination. I think it works so well with the blue eyes, with the flushed cheeks. I think it just looks really pretty. What do you think? And then I realized I haven't done my brows yet. So I'm going in with my brows. I'm using this brand called Floruses, which is a Chinese brand, very inspired by Chinese history. As I swatch it, you will see it's not a pigmented product. Brow products are not meant to be pigmented. And I like using brow products to structure my brows, so give it a bit more definition than it usually has, and fill in any gaps that I have. Now, as you can see, as I'm demonstrating in this video, that once I start using it, it makes such a difference when I use it versus when I don't. So I am just using soft, gentle strokes, following the natural line of my eyebrow and just going in doubly to kind of fill in any gaps. Now it's time for mascara. Going above the lashes first, as you can see, literally curling on top of the lashes, and now going under the base of the lashes and wiggling it out. I find that gives the best effect. While you can't really see the impact of these lashes on this eye look, I find mascara can really be transformative. And that is today's look. I hope this was useful. I hope this was helpful. Please let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you again next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.